Thank you for staying with us. We'll return to our coverage of the confirmation of a case of coronavirus in Lagos. But for now, the troops of the Nigerian Army have taken to the streets in Abuja in a 15-kilometer route march to keep fit.
And this is just as several groups have called for support for the armed forces in the fight against insurgency in the country. Defense correspondent Sifon Esen reports.
Troops of the Nigerian Army hit the streets in the metropolis of Abuja. The 15-kilometer route march is meant to keep the officers and men in shape for soldiering.
Now, a bulk of these men are physically fit. Physical efficiency tests therefore organized annually to enable us know the percentage of our men that are fit to fight.
Lately, the spike in Boko Haram attacks triggered an outcry of condemnation and calls for the sack of service chiefs. In spite of the federal government's reluctance to effect a change of guard in the country's armed forces, calls for their removal have also not fizzled out. But this students' organization thinks otherwise.
The placement of service chief is not by NAPS. It's by the chief commander of the armed forces of Nigeria, which is the President Muhammadu Buhari. He knows best way to place them. And when you look at it critically, it's a structure. You don't just go there and remove the head one day. Because if you remove the whole structure will be affected. Now, to remove the service chief now, at this time that everything is heightened, there's a pressure everywhere in this country. It will cause more damages to the security apparatus in this country.
This rally is calling for public support for the armed forces, especially the Nigerian Army.
Our men and women in uniform are bravely putting themselves in harm's way in service to our country. We cannot let them down. Nigerians need to support them, reduce the pull-down syndrome approach, and engage in constructive criticism to boost their morale. At a time like this, when we are faced with the challenge of fighting terrorism, we have to give the Nigerian armed forces the confidence they require when they go to battle.
This group has come this far with this rally for support for Nigerian armed forces to the defense headquarters that houses the headquarters of the Nigerian Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, as well as the defense headquarters to drum support for the Nigerian Army. It says with the required support, it can tackle security challenges in the country. Sifon Esen, TVC News, Abuja.